Hello, my miraculous friend, and welcome to another episode of the Prayer Channel. This is Reverend Frances Faden, and I'm so grateful to have you with me today. I'm sorry I'm running a little bit late, but there was some technical glitches. Apparently, Facebook must have done some kind of upgrade. I had to get everybody talking to each other again, so I apologize about that. But I am going to light my candle and say my prayer, and then we're going to talk today about the Fatima apparition. So let me light that candle, put it here in front of my altar. And let's take a few deep breaths together. Breathing in the energy of expansion, breathing out anything that you no longer need. And just letting go of whatever happened before you got here, whatever might be happening afterwards, and just coming deeply into the now. As I say our prayer to get us started, Mother, Father, God, Great Spirit of the universe, we give thanks for this time together, for this episode of the Prayer Channel, and we're asking that all of us have our inner eyes, ears, and hearts open as wide as possible, that we're able to truly see, hear, feel, and know your presence as it's being revealed to us. Of course, we know that we're always surrounded and protected in a circle of brilliant white light, and into this circle, we're welcoming all of the highest beings that want to come and support us. We welcome at this time. I am asking, Divine Mother, that everybody who tunes in and hears these words, everybody around the world who tunes in and hears these words, is blessed abundantly, is inspired to deepen their prayer life and to experience more love, light, peace, and joy in their lives. And let's repeat the prayer that Mother Mary gave us for the month of October. I'll say it so you can repeat it after me. Our Lady of Light, illuminate my mind, illuminate my heart, illuminate my spirit, illuminate my path. Help me to walk in the light today and always. Amen. All right, I'm just going to put a comment in here. So welcome, my friends, back to the Prayer Channel. The Prayer Channel is where you will hear sacred stories and channeled prayers to help you magnify your miracles. And it's also where we're co-creating a world of light, love, peace, and joy through prayer. I'm so grateful to have you here. If you're on YouTube, welcome, welcome. If you'd like to join us over in the Facebook group where we can interact a little bit more, welcome. You're welcome there as well. So today I want to talk to you. I'm recording this on, today's the 12th, and tomorrow is the 13th, and it's the anniversary of the 6th apparition of Our Lady of Fatima, also known as Our Lady of the Rosary. And in 1917, Mother Mary appeared in Fatima, Portugal in May, actually, May 13th it was. And she came back every month on that same date of the 13th and appeared to these three children, they were, who have gone on to become saints since then, obviously. But she appeared to them and she encouraged them to pray. And as the apparitions went on, she shared more stories with them. Now, I will share with you that I didn't used to be a fan of this apparition just because it seemed so political. And it's not my experience of Mother Mary that she's so political and taking sides. That's just not my experience of her. So I was kind of like, I'll focus on Lourdes, I'll focus on Guadalupe, I'll focus on, other apparitions. But I've come to learn a few things. One is there's a really good book by a man called Ingo Swann that talks about the 22 great apparitions of Mother Mary. And that book really takes you through sequentially of all the different apparitions. And we know a lot about the major ones, but there's a lot of other ones that are in there that are leading up to. And so sometimes it can seem like, well, Mother Mary came in 1917, and then what happened? But there's a lot that happened. And in fact, I was really heartened to find out that she, all through leading up to World War II and all through it, she was trying to get the attention of local clergy. She was trying to guide people as what to do. She was really, really trying. And unfortunately, a lot of these other apparitions were ignored. And even worse than ignored, they were, cast as evil or something like that. So it made me feel happy to know that she was trying so, so hard to really not only avert that war, but also to minimize um, the loss of life that could have been happening. So in 2000, I mean, in 1917, with Our Lady of Fatima, we have a foreshadowing energy, and Mother Mary is showing these children, especially Lucia, what could be coming down the road. Now, I think, and from some of the research I've done, is that some of the authorities in the Catholic Church jumped on this apparition and really directed the narrative of it. So I'm not always 100% sure. Um, I kind of take it with a grain of salt and I meditate on it of what she was saying, because it was very anti-Soviet Union and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not saying that the Soviet Union was a great place. In fact, there was a large, large loss of life. When I look back on the 20th century, it seems like genocide seems to be what was happening throughout the world in different time periods. So there was definitely that going on in the Soviet Union. But why didn't she say anything about Germany? So that's the part that makes me suspicious of, was this message filtered through people's political agendas? Well, the one thing that we know is what Mother Mary actually did. So if we take out all of that, she promised that she would come in October at the 6-month mark on the 13th, and that she would perform a miracle that everybody would see so that nobody could doubt. And on that day, many, many people, there's like, I don't know, thousands and thousands of people that gathered, like at least 50,000 people, if not more. And it was raining. And if you look on YouTube or you do a Google search, you'll see people with their umbrellas out that day in the mud. And then the apparition happens. And what ends up happening is Mother Mary makes the sun do different things in the sky. They call this the miracle of the sun. The sun starts to spin, the sun starts to dance in the sky, the sun has a rainbow halo around it. And so all of a sudden the rain stops and everybody's looking up and you can see this. Now, for those people who've never witnessed a miracle and are coming from a more fearful place, they got scared, started screaming. But the people that understood what was happening deepened their faith. And then at one point, it looks as if the sun's getting bigger and bigger, as if it's like hurtling to the earth, bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's what really scared people. Well, isn't it interesting that Mother Mary this month gave us a prayer that starts Our Lady of Light? And I'm only hearing this now because I didn't realize it when I channeled this last week. Our Lady of Light. Interesting, because this particular apparition is happening with the energy of the sun, the miracle of the sun. Now, if you look through a lot of this particular apparition, what I have found is, why would Mother Mary do this? So we have her energy in Lourdes, where she has the miraculous water come up. And then she has the Fatima apparition, where she's doing things with the light and with the sun and working with the elements of the earth. In my opinion, trying to help us to have God and the divine be a tangible thing, something that becomes visible to our eyes, something that we can wash our hands in, something that we can drink, something that we can relate to with our current consciousness in a body temple. So I think that one of the miracles of Fatima is making the divine visible, that she was able to show people that she's got the sun on her little finger, just spinning it around, playing with it up and down, back and forth. is there anything in our world here on this planet that is more steadfast than the sun? Everything is revolving around the sun. We might be moving, the moon might be moving around us, but there's the sun. Now, there is proof that the sun, as our part of our solar system, is also in this big kind of gravitation, rotation, I should say. But from what we can tell, the seasons are caused because we're moving around the sun, not because the sun is moving around us. So the sun seems extremely steadfast and steady to us. And to recognize that Divine Mother can spin it like a top. Why not? It's her creation. And she's not doing it to scare you, and she's not doing it to brag. She's doing it to show you that there's an energy behind all of this that we think is so real and so fixed. We are in this, delusion of the material world just is the way it is. And Mother Mary wants to show us, yes, the material world is beautiful, but there's an energy behind all of that. Focus on that energy. That's the energy where you will connect in with your true light, love, joy, peace, power, all of those beautiful qualities that we all aspire to. So if we think about Mother Mary just spinning the sun like a little top on her finger, the fact that she comes to be with us, and she wants to be with us, and she wants to spend time with us, and she's trying to help us grow into beings that realize our own spiritual stature, that one day maybe we will be able to spin worlds on the tip of our fingers. She's inspiring us and to help us see that. Now, the other message that's really important about Fatima, in my opinion, is the call to prayer. Mother Mary has said over and over again that she's wanting us to pray, but in Fatima, she's specifically telling us that this is the path of healing. Now, how is it the path of healing? It's the path of healing by helping us to forgive. So a lot of times people will say, like, oh, Mother Mary says, pray the rosary so that, the world will be healed. Well, if you just take a rosary and you just like, Hail Mary, full of grace, you're just praying it, how's that going to heal the world? That is a tool for you of self-examination, to ask to let go of all your judgments and all your criticisms, especially of yourself, and to release that energy. That's the real power of the prayer, is to recognize that the story of Christ is really our own story, that we're going to have time of joy and we're going to have time of sorrow, but then we're ultimately going to have time of this beautiful, glorious mysteries, this part of us. So I see the rosary as a tool that takes us through our duality of like, oh, we have this joyful thing happening. Oh, and then we have these sorrowful things happening. And then we have these miraculous things happening. The third set of mysteries, they call them the glorious mysteries. I call them the miraculous mysteries, because it starts out with resurrection. And I think it's a message for all of us to recognize that we can go beyond duality. We can go beyond, happiness and sadness, that we can actually move into a third realm of awareness that's called miraculous. And so when she's asking us to pray this rosary, she's asking us to have a personal relationship with God, or a personal relationship with her, or whoever you believe in. And you can change these prayers. You can make them work for you, whatever they are. I would also say that this energy about the message of Fatima is also coming at a time period. You have to remember 1917. So what was happening? We're coming to the end of World War I, and Mother Mary was trying to mitigate that. And you have to remember, my friends, that right after World War I, what happened? We had the Spanish flu epidemic, or the pandemic that had happened. Right? Very similar to what's happening now, except because people weren't able to fly. I don't think we had this global pandemic. It was mostly in Europe. And I have heard from metaphysical teachers that a lot of times what's going on in the world emotionally can affect what's going on with viruses, with flus and things like that. And so she's asking us, pray, raise your vibration, raise your consciousness, let go of being in the energy of blame. How could we even have wars on this planet if people didn't get into power struggles and ego struggles and blaming people from the past and holding grudges? How many things have we seen over decades, over centuries, that are really about this energy? Well, if we raise our vibration and we can forgive the past, no matter how many generations have been in this conflict, it can end with you. That's a big piece of what Mother Mary was trying to share with us with Our Lady of Fatima, or as Our Lady of Fatima, is to pray and to raise your own vibration and to forgive anybody and anything that you need to forgive. That's the most important thing. So I'm just seeing here. Hello, Candice. I'm seeing some comments. I love when you guys comment. It makes me so happy. Hello, Candice. I'm so glad you're here. Hello, Heather. I'm so glad you're here. Yes, and Candice, this is the time of Navaratri. So I was talking about this a little bit last week, that we have, as I'm an interfaith minister, and so we have this beautiful energy of things crossing. And so we had the new moon on the 6th. The Hindu calendar corresponds to the lunar calendar, and that was the beginning of the 9 nights of Divine Mother. And then on the 7th, we had the festival of Our Lady of the Rosary. And I said last week, right here, as we are in the energy of the last of the 9 days, we have the energy of Our Lady of Fatima. So powerful. So when the Divine Mother speaks to us, she's not bound by religion. She's not bound by traditions and cultures. And she shows up in all different ways around the world, calling to us and saying, come on, come on. So we have these beautiful 9 days of worshiping the Divine Mother, these beautiful 9 days of prayer. Right at the same time, Our Lady of the Rosary is saying, come on, come and pray with me. Right at the time of the energy of Our Lady of Fatima and the miracle of the sun. And then the prayer that she gave me last week is the prayer of Our Lady of Light. Is it a coincidence? I don't think so. I think it's really, really powerful. Absolutely. And so, Candice, one of the things I'm going to say is, if you look at last week's episode, and it looks like you're on YouTube, you can check it out on YouTube. If you like, you can join our free Facebook group too. That's where we interact a little bit more. It's just a Facebook group called the Prayer Channel. You're welcome to be there as well. But I did post the prayer as a beautiful graphic that you can have, so that you can refer to it and you can say this prayer throughout this beautiful month of October. Very sacred month of October. We're getting really prepared for this beautiful coming season of sacredness and holiness and so many traditions. Next month, I'm pretty sure it's next month in November, celebrating Diwali. And what is Diwali? Diwali is the holiday that celebrates light. And what did Divine Mother give me? A prayer for Our Lady of Light. Coincidence? I don't think so. So next month, I will be channeling a prayer as well to help us in that beautiful month of November, and bringing in the Thanksgiving energy, bringing in the energy of gratitude. Last thing I'll say too is the energy of the 9 days, East and West. As an interfaith minister, I'm always looking to see, what do we have in common, as opposed to what makes us different? What do we have in common? And so the 9 days, the Navaratri 9 days, is echoing also, or actually it's probably the forerunner, because I know Hinduism predates Christianity by many, many thousands of years. But then in Christianity and Catholicism, we have novenas, 9-day, I call them 9-day prayer cycles, if you didn't grow up with that tradition. A 9-day prayer cycle where you do something for 9 days, you say a prayer for 9 days with an intention that you're asking for, a healing, that you're asking for your mind to be enlightened, whatever it might be, that there's some kind of intention that you're having. And so again, we have the Navaratri, the 9 days, and then we have this beautiful energy of novenas that you can do. So I'm going to encourage you to take a look at this prayer for this month and try it yourself. What would it be like if you prayed it every day for 9 days with an intention that maybe you just draw deeper into your relationship with Divine Mother. Maybe you ask her to illuminate a particular part of your life. Maybe you need some light, some guidance, some understanding around your health or your finances or whatever it might be. Our Lady of the Light is here to help you in any way that she can. Oh, Candice, thank you so much. I'm so grateful that you're here, and definitely you've been guided here. It has. I'm having to hold back my tears because I'm so touched whenever I see that this energy is touching other people, but I have to keep going. But yeah, it's a very beautiful, beautiful energy. And Heather, thank you for sharing this beautiful, beautiful story. Heather is sharing, for those of you, she's on YouTube. For those of you who are on Facebook, I'm going to read Heather's comment. She said, "The Divine Mother saved me once. She appeared to me glowing of the brightest light, like a glowing sun. She had beams of light beaming out from all around her. She was seriously like 1,000 feet tall." Oh, and then Heather says, "I felt like a speck of dust as I slowly fell to her feet and kissed her gigantic feet. And she told me everything was okay and I was free." Oh, Heather, I love that story. I will share with you, Mother Mary appeared to me in 2012 and asked me to do this work, asked me to bring her messages. And since then, whenever I invoke her presence, very often she comes, and she is huge, much, much larger than life, with all light coming out of her, all light coming out of her. So I absolutely know what you're talking about with that beautiful energy. And even though we can feel like a speck of dust, we want to remember now, the Divine Mother comes to us in all forms. For me personally, being raised Catholic, she came to me as Mother Mary, but she could have come as Saraswati. She could have come as Kuan Yin. She could have come as Isis. She could have come in any form that she wants, because they're all manifestations of the one Divine Mother. But she came to me as Mother Mary. And one of the things about Mother Mary, in my opinion, that I've come to learn is that her life purpose, her sacred life purpose, is to manifest the Christ light on the planet and to help it to come to maturity, to really be the mother of the Christ light. Well, we all have that Christ light within us. And that's why I think she keeps showing up over and over again. So if she's showing up to you 1,000 feet tall, it's a mirror for you. She's wanting you to see. She's not saying, "Hey, look at me, I'm 1,000 feet tall." She says, "Look at me, I'm a mirror for you. If I can be 1,000 feet tall, in reality, you're 1,000 feet tall. If I have light streaming out from me everywhere, you have light streaming out from you everywhere. I'm trying to show you what is possible for you." So with many of these apparitions, again, as I said in the beginning, Mother Mary, the miracle of the sun, Mother Mary is just like playing with the sun as if it's a little ball on the tip of her finger, trying to show you how powerful you are, and that with God, all things are possible. So that's my sharing of this story with you. I've been so enjoying connecting with you. I would love it if you wanted to join us over in our Facebook group, Prayer Channel. The Prayer Channel is our group, and that's where I post notes and different things so that you can interact with me a little bit more. But I love interacting with you here on Facebook as well. And of course, you can always go to my website, francisfaden.com. I offer many, many things connected to Mother Mary. There's a free MP3 that's right on the homepage that you can download, with Mother Mary helping you to manifest your heart's desire, whatever that would be. So I'd love to have you join me. Oh, thank you, Candice. Oh, you're so sweet. It's one of the nicest compliments that I have ever received. And I'm curious, Candice, how did you find me? Did you do a search on Mother Mary today? Did you do a search on Our Lady of Fatima? Reason I'm asking is because I'm working with my tech people of like, what can I do to let people know that this energy is available to them? Because my goal is to have this go around the world and to bless as many people as possible. So thank you. Thank you. You can go to my website. I'll put it right here. And you can get that free MP3. It's a guided meditation that will help you connect with Mother Mary. It's a really beautiful guided meditation. And then you can also go to our Facebook group, the prayer channel, and you can join there. It's free. It's open to everybody, and you'll be the first to know when things are happening. All right, my friends. So I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you so much. It's such a joy to be with you and to get to chat with you. And, anything that you want to know, if there are any topics that you want me to talk about, any stories that you want me to share, anything at all that I can do to help you to deepen your prayer practice, I'm happy to do that. Next week is going to be the 19th. I'm not sure what the topic is going to be. So if you have any thoughts about it, I will pray on it and ask Mother Mary. One of the things that people have been asking about is to do the topic of how to pray. Like what would that be like? Because a lot of times there's confusion about it. So I might do that, but I will let you know when I post this. So, I'm on your subscription list. Thank you, Heather. Yay. I really, really appreciate it. All right, my friends. So let's end with this prayer to Our Lady of Light. And I'll say it slowly so you can repeat it after me if you don't have it in front of you. Our Lady of Light, illuminate my mind. Illuminate my heart. Illuminate my spirit. Illuminate my path. Help me to walk in the light today and always. Amen. Thank you so much, my friend. I'm so grateful to spend this time with you. And remember that together we're co-creating this world of light, love, peace, and joy through prayer, as Mother Mary has asked us to do. God bless you. Have a beautiful day. We'll talk next week. Bye-bye.